Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Heroes of Newerth World Cup coverage. Today we do have game number 2 of the MSI versus Cats, who are known as the Muscle Guys, here in the World Cup. It is the semifinals of the winners bracket, game number 2, with a very dominant game number 1 by MSI. So we're going to hopefully see a little bit of turnaround, make it a little interesting. I am Sean, FourCourtJester Delaney from GameReplays.org, and I'm here with the crazy Matt Insane Rabbi Levin from Cybernetics TV. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm pretty good, man, and we are going to see some action already. I'd like to go over picks, but not going to be able to here. MSI coming in, throws a stun onto the Pyromancer, Witchslayer throwing the stun as well. Andrew doing what he can, Devourer. We have 5 heroes for MSI. All the way up top, Pyromancer is going to go down. I think Predator is going to get out okay. Hammer's going to clarity up, and yeah. So already MSI off to a pretty good lead. No Tail looks like he's going to be going one-on-one bottom over here. So it was 4 heroes for MSI, not 5, excuse me, against a Wretched Hag. And now that things have kind of leveled out, I'm going to go through the bans and picks. So we do have Cats with the first pick, first ban. They banned in order Thunderbringer, Bubbles, and Tundra. MSI had banned Dr. Repulsor, Hellbringer, and Voodoo Jester. Cats yet again with first pick. We are going to have them taking down Soul Stealer. Then, responding to that, was Witchslayer and Glacius for MSI. Pyromancer and Andromeda, who action may be top. Hammer taking a little bit of damage. He's actually going to be initiated on by Predator. Hammer throws a stun. Pyro throwing the stun. Andro and Pyro not in the greatest of positions. And Hammer, Witch, Glacius, an extremely strong tri-lane. Witch has an AoE stun, Hammer AoE stun, Glacius AoE slow. So if your positioning is off just a bit, you're going to be in a world of hurt, as shown there by MSI picking up a kill on Andromeda. Nevertheless, we do have Slither Devourer then picked up for MSI, Wretched Hag and Predator picked up for Cats, and then a Hammerstorm 5th pick for MSI. Jester, why don't you go ahead and take us through the lanes, buddy?
Well, as you clearly see up top, we do have the Hammerstorm with Witchslayer Glacius, and that is a very disable-heavy tri-lane. Now, with the last fight there, Predator jumped on top of Hammerstorm, but the stun from both Pyromancer and Andromeda landed on Glacius. So it was a little bit of a split communication there, which is why it just seemed that they had no effect here upon MSI. But the Cat's tri-lane is going to consist of a Predator and Andromeda, as well as a Pyromancer. Now, that is a very similar mentality here to MSI's tri-lane, as in we have 2 stuns as well as a slow, but the skill distribution is a little shuffled in that regard. Predator is the slow, the other 2 are the stuns. So when tri-lanes butt heads, a big deciding factor of the game will be who has the upper hand with their tri-lanes. In the mid, we did have Devourer being played by Trixie, and we did just see Trixie do some amazing work there with a Gladiator, but he's going to be mid here up against HHH on the Soul Stealer. Now, we have seen Soul Stealer in the past do some great works as well. He's a big farming kind of hero, and if he can get a good edge here against the Devourer, which right now he's not, then we might see a good carry coming out here for Team Cats. In the last lane here, we do have No Tail, who was that Bubbles last game. He's going up against Wretched Hag. Speaking of these guys, they're trading blows right now, but we do have the Poison probably going to be outranking the damage from Wretched Hag here, as Slither is very well known as a poison hero.
Yeah, you can't beat Slither in a side lane. Action top, though, we do have Glacius taking a lot of damage here. Predator picking up a kill with the help of Andromeda and Pyromancer onto the Glacius. So there's a lot of good single target damage here coming out from this Cats tri-lane. And it looks as though there's another vote to pause. There have been a lot of pauses so far this game. Yeah, you can't beat Slither in side lane. Look at this. Hag just being forced out. Hag's dead. Dumb game. Kidding. Actually, Wretched Hag just needs to really focus on not trading blows with this Slither. You can't. Slither does an extra, 105 magic damage now that he's level 5? So 10 magic damage. Oh, he's only got Tox level 2. Toxin Ward level 2. So he's actually, instead of maxing Toxicity, going to max his wards, only getting level 2 Toxicity, which is a fine way to play. I prefer maxing Toxicity, but maxing the wards sooner allows you to push a little bit better and do some other crazy funky things with the wards. So feeling that he's already won his lane. He doesn't need to max Tox any more than it already is. Going ahead, getting those wards. Good idea. Witchslayer stunning Pyro top. Hammer chaining it. Glacius icing. Glacius slowing. Pyro is going to go down. And just action all over the place.
Well, MSI is coming out very strong yet again. I mean, their early game is almost signature at this point where they do take big leads, so to speak. I mean, look at the lanes right now. Cats is kind of losing across the board. Soulstealer has been forced out of the lane. He's actually down south. He is going to try to go back to the mid, but he's only level 3, whereas Trixie, this Devourer, is level 5. And again, up top, right now, the level of difference in a tri-lane is going to make a big difference, especially in the way this gank goes. I mean, with all this extra hit points that Hammerstorm has, he has just been able to survive and survive. He hasn't died yet, but he has 3 of the kills, and this could be very bad for Pyromancer, because again, levels also help influence your hit points, and in tri-lanes typically you're going to see very low levels for the majority of the early game. So we got what, level 2 here on Andromeda. Predator's going to town, he's level 3, as is Pyromancer, but they're going up against at least 2 level 4s in this tri-lane.
Yeah, the opening kill on Pyromancer top really helped define the victory for this top lane, and they've just pressured their advantage, which is exactly what you have to do. On top of that, I do feel the tri-lane for MSI is better picked. I do not like Predator and then stuns. I don't think that's a good way to run Predator in a tri-lane. And look at the Slither Fortress here on bottom from No Tail. That's just absurd. Because Predator leaps on someone, they're slowed. Okay, well, you can blow your stuns on them, but they're already slowed, so Predator's going to be chasing them down. So really, like, you're not helping a whole lot. You're just doing burst damage because they're, in a sense, already stunned because they're slowed. Hammer coming in from behind. This Pyro going to be chain CC'd. Glacius going to get the slow, and Pyro's going to go down right here. Nevertheless, Predator, you know, he leaps in and does what he can, but it's just, you have to disable the other people. And in a tri-lane, you want to be able to burst one hero down extremely effectively, or be able to just out-damage them over time in a 3-on-3 situation. Andromeda with Aurora does help with that, but Predator, considering he doesn't have enough mana to constantly leap, and it's not like it's a spammable spell, it's 17 seconds, damage over time is really not what they're built for here with Pyro, Andro, and Predator. But if you look at single-target burst, Witchslayer, Hammer, and Glacius actually have more, you know, because Hammer is such a good AoE stun, and Witch has such a damage-oriented AoE stun. I really think they're outpicked on top. I do not like the picks of Cats in this situation. But Predator, if he gets farmed, will do, you know, wonders of good against a lot of these Legion heroes. And look at this, Glacius coming in mid, helping out with the gank on Devourer. And geez, Soulstealer level 4 to Trixie 7. That's rough. That's just tough to look at.
As I did say, I mean, their early game is almost signatory at this point. They are winning across the board. Levels and experience are really determining, you know, who's going to be big up in this right now. We do have a Hammerstorm stun on the Predator up top. It's not going to actually lead up to anything, but as you can tell, Glacius, being played by Nova, one of the best support players in this industry, he is no longer top right now because simply, I mean, right now, the big advantage is going to come from both Fresh Pro and Bot, you know, just using 2 lanes to 3 for their experience gains to their advantage. They don't need to push this. They've already won the lane. The farther these guys push into the tower, the less, you know, that they know there's going to be ganks coming out, and the more experience that they're going to get because it's split by 2 instead of 3. Now, we did see that gank come down middle because of Nova, and that's just going to feed Trixie, I mean, just a huge amount of hit points. Now, down south, as we did say, Slither had a little bit of a battalion of wards going on, and he just uses those 2 big effectiveness right there. Going to be grabbing that tower. Without that tower, Trixie's just going to come right up under him, and Wretched Hag is going to get out of that, but the hook, it could be enough. Not even going to bother with the hook. The hook is actually on cooldown, but with a haste, Devourer, no problem, tanks that tower. Up top, it does look like Predator was the combination, did go down to the combination yet again, and Right now, what? It's 9-1. Silver Bullet coming out. That was an amazing shot onto that Andromeda. And now, I mean, not even the carries are level 6 for MSI. It's even the supports are now hitting level 6. And we don't even have really anyone close to that on Cats.
Cats is rattled. They are shaken up. They are not in the right mindset. Andromeda sticking around with 275 HP. Witch Slayer level 6. He has a 500 magic damage single target spell. That's 375 actual damage. Andromeda's like, I'm at 300. You have a single target spell that does 375 damage. I'm gonna sit here. I hate to say it, Cats. They're being completely outclassed. They're on their heels. They're rattled. They're tilted. Whatever you want to say. MSI just showing why they are worlds above, these muscle guys. And I'm not going to lie, man. MSI is just unbelievably solid right now in their play.
It's scary when an enemy carry gets a portal key, but it's even scarier when the scary clown Devourer gets a portal key at 9 minutes into the game. 2,109 minutes. He's farming right now at 360 gold a minute. We have no one even close to that kind of farm right now on Cats.
Yeah, and I give credit to the Devourer for playing extremely well. Given, and look at this, Witch Slayer on top taking a lot of damage. Is he even going to go down, though? This is absurd. If he gets out of here alive, a 3-player gank on a support hero failed. From, way... it's not like he was right by his tower. It's not like it was a failed tower dive or something. A nice stun, actually, stunning 3 of them. Devourer just blinking in and... Oh, is he going to get the hook? Hook! Oh, it hit the creep right there. When you can't even pop the enemy support heroes, that's when you know game's over. I don't like calling games before they're over. Obviously, it's our job to keep it entertaining and such, but sometimes... if the game is 42-0 in football, it's hard to say, hey, the other team can come back when there's 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It's just... oh, man. It's brutal. It's... So, sure, there's always chances for comebacks, but it's at the point where MSI would have to screw up significantly more than Cats would have to man up and play really well. I see this portal key on Devourer. You're not going to be able to kill him. He's sitting at, 1,200 HP. He's got Cadaver Armor. And look at this. The hook is going to go off, not being able to rotate it. Good dodge by Pyro. So, not fully rattled right now. But even Wretched Hag, your solo mid, is almost the same level as a support that was sitting in the tri-lane. Hag is 8, which is 7.
As a quick correction, Wretched Hag was solo bot, and it was Soul Stealer solo mid.
Excuse me, thank you. Nevertheless, you have a solo hero that is almost the same level as someone that was sitting with 3 heroes in the same lane. MSI, worlds ahead right now. The stats really say it. They've almost doubled the gold that their opponents have and experienced their way ahead as well. Andromeda getting caught right here. I think Andro is rattled. Guess who? Probably raging really hard to himself right now. And you just got to regain composure and, realize, hey, probably drop into the loser's bracket here. And there's not a whole lot more you can do about it. Just regain your composure. Know you're going to the loser's bracket and be comfortable down there. And know you got to play solid. Look at your mistakes that you've made. Your draft was pretty poor. Look at Slither manning up past the second tower. And he is going to go down here.
You might talk about them being rattled, but that was just really cocky.
Yeah, it's you may have a Helm of the Black Legion, Steam Boots Power Supply, and a Ring of the Teacher, but that doesn't mean you can tower dive 4 heroes past Tier 2, almost Tier 3 tower. That was really Slither just... we're going to see most likely a 15-minute concede. The second it dings the 15-minute mark, you're going to see that concede vote. There's nothing going right for Cats, nothing positive to talk about. Predator just getting obliterated right there, and it's kind of hard to talk about the game when the game is pretty much a stomp right here. So we do see, I believe it's going to be Helm of the Black Legion, soon to be picked up on Hammer. I would have liked to have seen Portal Key, but at this point in time, I don't really think it matters that much. Even the enemy Soul Stealer, just can't do anything. Literally has to port back as soon as Slither auto attacks him because there's so many slows that can just keep SS from doing anything. Yep. Anything to add, Jester?
Well, MSI, I mean, they have their teamwork down. I mean, Cats is not a bad team by any means. They did get here to the top 8, of the World Cup. So, I mean, we're not trying to get across the point that Cats is like a terrible team. They don't belong here. They're definitely a great team. I've personally seen them in other tournaments do very well. They did explode onto the scene with like all these new strategies that we've never seen before, and they worked out well. But at the same time, FnaticMSI, they're fully sponsored. They've been together almost, I'd say at this point almost a year. It had to have been, and
they did have a couple roster changes, but their core group has been around for about a year now.
Yeah, so I mean, they know each other, they play, they're sponsored, so they're paid to play this stuff. They bring home the tournament money, and I mean, Fnatic is a top level entity. No matter which video game you're looking at, they are a dominant force in esports nonetheless. So it's not too surprising that at this point they're showing really good stuff here. Devour going to be going in here on the Wretched Hag. He's going to get a little bit countered. I don't know. That's going to be close. It looks like he will be hanging on. There was this would be the reason. Remember I was saying that the Wretched Hag ultimate also applies a haunt? Well, she has 0 level in haunt. So that's not, guys. I was going to say that's why he should probably be going down here. Not going to happen. Predator did indeed take out Nova on that Glacius. So that's the first kill, I think, in the last 6 minutes or so. And Trixie on an onslaught just takes down Andromeda. She's so very squishy right now. And is so underleveled, under squishy. A great, om nom nom here. Double tap coming out for Trixie. And at this point, they're just pressing the issue and just pressing the tower.
For those of you curious about the nom 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 comment, that's actually Devourer's ultimate, which is called Devour. Basically, he eats away at you, and nomming, of course, short for eating. So, quick little lingo for you guys to use. You can call it the nom noms, whatever you want to say. But that is it. We do see the concede vote. So, MSI taking it down 2-0 in a very convincing fashion. Sorry the games weren't a bit more entertaining for you there, guys. We did our best, but congrats again to MSI, fully sponsored team, showing why FnaticMSI, puts their money into them. And yes, so I believe there are 2 more quarterfinal matches to cast for us. We're going to go ahead, we're going to get those things rolling here real soon. So please tune in again to Cybernetics TV for total esports coverage.